Crisis moments are defining moments in entrepreneurship. They challenge assumptions, test leadership, and push decision-making under uncertainty to its limits. Entrepreneurs who can make timely, strategic, and emotionally intelligent decisions during crises are often the ones who emerge stronger, more innovative, and more competitive. This module explores how entrepreneurs assess risk, evaluate scenarios, navigate ambiguity, balance logic with intuition, and lead decisively when it matters most during crises. By the end of this module, you should be able to 1. Understand the nature and impact of crises on entrepreneurial ventures. 2. Learn the principles of effective decision-making under pressure. 3. Apply decision frameworks and tools for managing uncertainty. 4. Balance short-term responses with long-term strategy. 5. Understand the role of emotional intelligence, communication, and ethical leadership in crisis decisions. Understanding the entrepreneurial crisis landscape. Crises in business come in many forms: financial downturns, pandemics, political instability, supply chain breakdowns, security breaches, leadership scandals, product failures, and more. For an entrepreneur, a crisis can be external, e.g., inflation, war, regulatory change, or internal, e.g., team conflict, customer backlash, failed launch. What makes crisis situations unique is there. 1. Urgency: decisions must be made fast. 2. Ambiguity: limited or conflicting data. 3. High stakes: mistakes can be catastrophic. 4. Emotional strain: stress, fear, and pressure are heightened. A crisis is not always negative. Some crises are catalysts for transformation, pushing entrepreneurs to evolve their models, create new offerings, or pivot entirely. Phases of crisis decision-making. There are typically 3 broad phases in entrepreneurial crisis decision-making. A. Immediate response phase. Focus, survival. Actions: damage control, cost-cutting, safety protocols, urgent communication. B. Stabilization phase. Focus, assessment, and rebuilding. Actions: assess what was lost, restore key functions, reassign roles. C. Growth or transformation phase. Focus, innovation, and repositioning. Actions: product redesign, entering new markets, strategic partnerships. Entrepreneurs must adjust their decision-making lens at each stage. Early on, speed is vital. Later, strategy and foresight dominate. Key crisis decision-making frameworks. Entrepreneurs use several proven frameworks to guide decisions in uncertain conditions. A. OODA loop: observe, orient, decide, act. Developed for military strategy, useful for real-time crises. Encourages rapid cycles of action based on evolving information. B. SWOT analysis under pressure. Reassess your business: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Especially effective when the business model is under threat. C. Worst-case scenario planning. Ask, what's the worst that could happen, and build backwards. Prepares leaders for high-impact decisions under uncertainty. D. 80-20 decision principle. Focus on the 20% of actions that deliver 80% of critical results. Streamlines decisions when time or resources are scarce. E. Rapid framework. Roles: recommend, agree, perform, input, decide. Assigns responsibility clearly so decision-making is efficient. Balancing emotion and logic. In a crisis, entrepreneurs often experience fear, anxiety, frustration, or self-doubt. But emotional overreaction can cause poor decisions like 1. Cutting too many staff. 2. Canceling product lines prematurely. 3. Burning bridges with investors. 4. Ignoring team feedback. Successful crisis decision-making involves emotional intelligence, which includes 1. Self-awareness, knowing your emotional triggers. 2. Self-regulation, not reacting impulsively. 3. Empathy, understanding team concerns. 4. Social skills, communicating clearly and calmly. 5. Motivation, staying focused on solutions. Emotion and logic must complement each other, not compete. Short-term survival versus long-term vision. Crisis decisions must balance immediate actions with strategic continuity. For instance, short-term action versus long-term strategy. Cut operating costs but reinvest in automation post-crisis. Downsize staff but upskill remaining staff for future innovation. Pause marketing but redesign value proposition for new markets. An entrepreneur who only thinks short-term will miss growth opportunities. One who only dreams long-term may go bankrupt before reaching there. Wisdom is in the balance. Ethical and transparent decision-making. During crises, there is often temptation to 1. Withhold information from staff or customers. 2. Pass blame to others. 3. Inflate numbers to appease investors. 4. Exploit legal loopholes to cut losses. However, unethical decisions often haunt a brand long after the crisis has passed. Resilient entrepreneurs are those who 1. Speak the truth, even if it's bad news. 2. Own their mistakes. 3. Protect vulnerable stakeholders. 4. Seek win-win outcomes. Transparent communication builds trust, which becomes an invisible asset in tough times. Delegation and empowerment in crisis. Micromanaging during a crisis is a mistake. Entrepreneurs must 1. Delegate authority to trusted team leads. 2. Create rapid response teams. 3. Encourage initiative taking. 4. Trust frontline insights. A business built around one person will collapse under pressure. Resilience requires distributed leadership. Case example: crisis turned to innovation. Airbnb during COVID-19. Problem: global travel halted. Crisis: major booking cancellations, revenue loss. Action: Airbnb introduced online experiences, virtual cooking, yoga, concerts. Result: kept hosts earning and maintained customer engagement. Their decisions were fast, customer-focused, and aligned with their long-term mission.